Do you love God? How do we know that our love for God is genuine? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of the practical ways that we can know that our love for God is genuine. Starting now. How's it going, everyone? My name is Eldar, and if you're interested in growing together in our relationship with Jesus and learning what it means to follow Him, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. In the Gospel of John chapter 15 verse 10, Jesus says this, "If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in His love." I've always wondered what it means to abide. This concept of abiding in Jesus, abiding in His Word, or abiding in His love appears many times in this chapter. It's important for us to understand what it means because according to an earlier verse, there are some very negative, eternal consequences for those who do not abide in Jesus and His love. Well, the answer to what it means to abide is right in front of us in this very verse. To abide is to keep God's commandments. When we are obeying the Father's commandments, we are, in effect, abiding in Jesus, abiding in His Word, and abiding in His love. Are you abiding? Are you keeping God's commandments? If you are obeying His commandments, you are abiding. It's that simple. Now, you might be asking, what commandments is Jesus talking about here? It's a fair question. If it's so important for us to keep these commandments, or there will be consequences, we better fairly quickly figure out what commandments Jesus has in mind for us to keep here. Jesus doesn't just tell us what commandments we are to keep. He leads by example, if you noticed. He shows us by keeping the Father's commandments Himself. It's quite obvious that the commandments that Jesus kept and is telling us to do the same here are the same commandments that are written down in the Torah. The New Testament hasn't been written down yet, hasn't been recorded when Jesus spoke these words. So it cannot be in the New Testament commandments in any way. But the words of Jesus that we are reading here in the Gospel of John are written down for us in the New Testament to obey. Another thing, have you noticed how Jesus switched from saying my commandments to my Father's commandments? Indicating that the commandments of God the Father, and the commandments of God the Son are one and the same. Jesus didn't come to bring us some new commandments to obey or a new doctrine to believe in. It's the same commandments and the same doctrine of the Father. So how do we know our love for God is genuine? Well, one of the practical ways that we can show our love for God is by keeping the commandments that He told us to keep in the Torah and showed us how to do so in Jesus. Thank you everyone for watching. If you learned something new today, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time, next week. God bless.